Hello, everybody at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. My name is Aidan Ivers, and today I am thrilled to be speaking with a rising star within the music industry, Dallas, Texas native, Clio Cadence. Miss Cadence, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm so good. How are you?
I'm doing so well, and personally speaking, I am a big fan of your work. You are just above all the rest, really, in my book, and with the stuff you've published so far on streaming services. And I can't wait to see what's next. I'm excited to speak with you today.
Oh my God, that's literally so sweet. Thank you.
Of course. So, as my first question actually pertains to what I just mentioned. Personally, I discovered you 2 years ago when your debut single "Drive" was added to the Heavy Queen Spotify playlist, which at the time of us talking has been saved over 523,000 times by Spotify users. And your single "Drive" itself has over 874,000 streams. To me, I feel like that's what a lot of upcoming artists wish they could attain in their music career so far. That's really incredible. And my first question is, what was the process like for you being featured on such a popular album? I mean, popular playlist.
Honestly, like I wasn't expecting it at all. When I released the song, I had some friends with some Spotify playlists that they put me on, which was awesome. But the Heavy Queens it popped out of nowhere. Like I'm not sure who found me, but I saw that I was placed on there and I was like freaking out because I'm like, all my favorite artists are on here too. So
Yeah.
it was just crazy.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Actually, previously, a couple of our members actually interviewed American singer Diamante, who's also featured on that list, and that went really well. So, it's great that you're a part of that audience too. That's that pool of artists, I think. And as we said before, you are a rising star within the music industry, and you have a debut single out on streaming services, "Drive," along with a cover of Billie Eilish, and you've done some collaborations with artists such as the Delta Mode, Brian Fox, Drew Lines, and the Deer's Cry. And something that I think is worth mentioning with those artists is they're not really tied down to one genre. If our listeners choose to listen to your work, it's really a diverse sound that you have applied yourself to. And how would you say working with them has impacted your own creative capabilities?
Right. Well, I love all kinds of music. I love writing and creating rock the most, but like with Drew Lines, I met him in the studio and he was like, "Yo, I'm like recording this hip hop album." And I was like, "Oh my God, I would love to sing on it because I'm a huge fan of rap. Like that's what I listen to daily." And with the Deer's Cry, it's a very Celtic album, and my good friend Karen Ballou, she's a singer and harpist, and we used to play Irish music together when I was younger. And so it was really kind of going back to my roots with that one, which was really fun.
Yeah.
Kind of getting back into that Celtic genre, but I absolutely love like all kinds of music. And I've actually been working on like some raps here and there.
Wow. Oh my
but
gosh.
but right now I'm getting I'm in the process of getting ready to release another rock single. And so I just shot the music video for that. And yeah, I'm really excited to finally put something else out.
Wow. I can tell you for sure. I'm one of those people who's excited as well to hear that.
Oh. Oh.
And according to your official website, it says it reads, your music identity is described as an artist who not only transcends genre stereotypes, but also sees the future of the music industry itself as boundlessly fluid and unsegmented. And do you believe yourself, like in your creative process, do you think that reflects where you are right now as an artist?
I think so because, I listen to all types of genres, like I said, and I really get inspiration from like even writing the rock songs. Like I really get inspiration from like listening to rap, and I really feel like this is the direction people are going because like in rap songs, I'm starting to hear like old 80s rock samples in there.
Mhm.
And with like rock, you have people like Ronnie Radke that are rapping over their verses. And I really feel like the future of music is kind of like this like mosh pot of like all kinds of stuff all mixed in one. And it's honestly hard to define genres anymore, really, because there's people are taking influence from everything, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's like it's really like a big like you said, it's just a sort of like a mixture of what everybody finds what their best interests are musically, and how they can take ideas from each other. I think that's really really interesting. And I think you said in the previous interview too, as you were growing up, your dad was a big metal fan, right? And you actually like discovered like your music for yourself through that, right?
Yeah, I remember, as a kid watching him play guitar. His favorite band was AC/DC.
Mm.
And, he would play guitar for me, and I just like, be in awe and, want to rock out with him. And like, he'd learn some like Hannah Montana songs on the side for me to sing with him. And, ever since then, ever since I was, I don't know, just like a little one, I was like, you know what? I want to be a rock star when I grow up.
Yeah, yeah. And also, you mentioned before how with the Deer's Cry when you were in that band, it brought you back to your Celtic roots, right? And when you were growing up, like as you were entering the music scene, you also toured in I think Ireland, right? Can you?
Yeah,
I don't mean to go off a little bit of a tangent, but can you describe how that was? How's it touring for internationally at such a young age?
oh my gosh, it was really amazing. Definitely like unforgettable experience. I love traveling.
Mhm.
And I had been playing Celtic music with this band Innisfall that I had, and I was singing and playing some fiddle. And it was really cool to get to see their culture there and how they live life and how they play music. And Irish music is really cool because there's a lot of tunes that everyone learns, and so like no matter where you go, everyone knows just about like the same songs. So
Mm.
you can go anywhere and like jam with people in Ireland, and everyone knows like the same tune, so we're all getting to play the same song at the same time, and everyone's stomping their feet and having fun. And it's just really cool um that their music is like that. And I love Celtic music because there's so many like amazing harmonies. And I sing a little bit of Gaelic too, so it was really, I mean, I don't speak Gaelic, but it was really fun getting to learn like what certain phrases mean. And kind of getting an intro to that language. It was really cool.
Wow, that's one more idea for me of why I want to visit Ireland someday. That sounds really like the place to be.
Oh, you have to, and it's so green. Like their grass is like, I've never seen such green grass ever. It's really amazing because it rains, almost every day there.
Wow. Okay, well, that's definitely on my bucket list in the future. Okay. So, in a previous interview with the new Fury.com, you mentioned that while you were working at Journey Shoes, you saw Michael Orlando play on your store's TV. And once you saw him and you were a fan of his, you reached out to him, and he eventually helped you produce your work amongst other producers who have worked with bands like Sleeping with Sirens and Dance Gavin Dance. And I'm wondering, how has the collective talent of those producers helped your current process of creating your soon to become debut album?
Well, it's really cool when you get to meet your idols and work with them. Because at that point in life, I was seeing Michael on TV screens at my work, and I ended up playing a date of the band's Warp Tour with my band at the time.
Mm.
And I met his band, but he had like broken his arm or something that day. So I didn't get to meet him, but I reached out to him on Instagram,
Mhm.
and I told him, if he ever wants to collab or needs like a backup vocalist, like whatever, like sing some harmonies, that I'm here and I would love to. And he was like, you know what, like come meet me out here in LA. And let's record some of your songs. And like I was just like shocked that he even responded. I was
Mm.
like really starstruck, and came out here and we started working together. And I started working with amazing like people who were mixing my songs and mastering my songs, that have worked with all these like really famous people. And I think like the cool thing about these people is that they're good if they've worked with people like that, because it's like the proof is in the sound. It's like, okay, I know that you did an amazing job at this like really great band, so I know you're going to do a really good job for my music. And so that's probably why I picked those people to help out with the song.
Mm.
And yeah, it's just really fun getting to meet people in your scene,
Yeah.
and like doing the things that you also want to be doing.
Mhm.
It's really inspirational.
Yeah, and I think that's also with as artists make their career or get their career started. I think that's a plus being like an independent artist too. Sometimes with these labels, with these record labels trying to make deals, it really comes down to if you want to have control over your own work. You know what I mean? So that's something I think that it's really important to keep in mind. And also another interview with the website outburn.com, talking about your single Drive, as we mentioned before. You describe your song Drive as being about the struggle to stand up for yourself when you realize that a relationship you may be in may be toxic. And what it comes down to is sometimes you have to leave everything behind in order to save your well-being. And aside from that theme, that environment, what other themes do you feel are your strengths when you write your own songs?
um Heartbreak is definitely a big one. I feel like I songwrite the most when I'm heartbroken, and not even in like a relationship heartbroken kind of way, but like even friends can break your heart. Events can break your heart. A lot of things. And I feel like songwriting is such a release, because I have like all these feelings bottled up inside. I have to do something to just kind of like get them out of my system to make me feel better. And so that's a big one. But I've recently been writing more more lovish songs. I started dating my boyfriend about 2 years ago, and I'm in a definitely a different place than I was like when I wrote Drive. I was so just heartbroken at the time, and now I'm more mature and kind of see like things happening differently. I guess I can like understand where people are coming from, and like I can definitely like try to step into other people's shoes and try to see where they're coming from. And that's definitely changed my writing style a little bit, and into more of like a way where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna mess with you, but you're amazing, and that kind of thing.
Right.
Um, so yeah, but I love writing music. I sit down at my piano and just kind of sing what comes to me, and what works works and what doesn't.
Of course. And I think as you grow into your career more and as you meet more people and learn their perspectives, that could have an impact on your songwriting process. It's better than it was a few years ago. And, it comes down to the mindset. And you can say it's going to get better moving forward too. And according to your social media too, you've been also taking vocal lessons too, right?
Yeah, for the last few days I've been in Arizona, and
Hmm.
I've been taking with Ken Tamplin. He's really, really amazing. He talks most about how to sing safely to not hurt yourself. And he also, he has a lot of techniques that if you do hurt yourself, if you lose your voice or get sick or whatever, he has methods that you can do to help get your voice back in shape.
Mm.
And honestly, taking vocal lessons with him was a workout, but like in the best way. Like, he works on this support of the diaphragm. And what I didn't realize before taking with him is that you have like two parts of your diaphragm. I always thought it was right here, kind of like near your rib cage, but there's also one like below your belly button. And that's where most of the support should come from when you sing. And I had no idea about this like lower diaphragm. And so, I've what I'm working on is like strengthening that so I have the support when I sing, but it's definitely a workout. Like my stomach hurts, like for sure.
Yeah, it's you think about these artists, these singers who are in like metal bands too, and you see the way that they perform, it makes you wonder what kind of technique do they go through, to sing that kind of style as well. But I think it's a great idea that you get that started. So as concerts and as live performances come back into the groove of things, you'll have the special techniques that you need in order to, be prepared in case something like that does happen to you in the unfortunate instance. What do you do to yourself? I hope that doesn't happen. But
Right.
yeah, but my next question is again, really like to me, it is just remarkable that at your age right now, you've had so much experience in the music industry with writing your own songs, touring, collaborating with other artists, and actually in our own radio station. Some people currently in it and some who have just graduated have their experiences with songwriting and putting stuff out on streaming services. And I was wondering, what would you say to someone who may have your same interests, who's trying to spark their career in the music industry, like trying to get it rolling? What would you say to them? Like what advice?
Um, don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Mhm.
Um, I haven't released music, in a little bit. I'm planning on releasing something soon, but I don't know. I guess I get nervous about putting stuff out there,
Totally.
and I need to take my own advice and just put it out there because no one's going to find your music if you don't just put it out there. And so, yeah, I just, go play some shows, open up for some local bands. I did that for years. And be nice to everyone because you never know who someone is, and you never know like if you can maybe like collab with said person, and meet as many people as you can. I tried when I lived in Dallas. I really tried to support the Dallas local scene as much as I could. I'd go out every single night and go see shows of these rising artists. And if you can do that, or at least, try to go out and see your own local scene, and support these people and buy their merch and have these good connections, it's really cool because once you start supporting other people, I feel like most of the time they'll feel more inclined to support you. And so it will like grow this whole network of the scene. And yeah, so I'm just like, put your music out there and be supportive of other artists.
That's golden advice. I think I'm personally not in that sort of area of people at our station, but I feel like if they heard that, they relate to it right away. And I hope that if they do take it, that their careers would grow as well. Because like you said, you never know what opportunity may come your way based on the people that you connect with, make connections. So that's really, really important. And finally, although your debut album is still in the works, what are a couple of things that you would want to emphasize to the people waiting for it about its approach to finalization?
Um, I feel like these new songs that I'm about to put out are definitely an expression of me and what I've been going through. Um, and definitely like maturing from, I just turned 21, so it's like this like transition phase from like being a teenager and like oh my God, I'm experiencing all these new things that I didn't know even existed, and like all these feelings, and I'm learning more about myself, and and really how like other people look at the world,
Mhm.
and um yeah, just new experiences. I think that's what I talk about most about in my new songs, so I'm really excited to share.
Well, you have at least one person who's excited to hear it. You know,
Oh,
I know it's a really strenuous process to, master the things we want to master. So, of course, take as much time as you need, but just know that a lot of people are looking forward to it, including me.
that is so sweet. Well, I cannot thank you enough.
Of course. And before we close this off, if our listeners want to listen to your work that's already on streaming services, where would they be able to find you?
So on Spotify, I'm under Clio Cadence, and it's CLIO, Clio Cadence. And on Instagram, so TikTok, whatever, I'm Clio the Fatty. Ah.
Okay. Okay. Well, Clio Cadence, thank you so much for joining us today. And the people at 90.3 WMSC, while Clio Cadence's debut album is still in the works, we do have one song to play for you, and it's Drive from Clio Cadence. So here we go.